What is up, my fellow game developers? We are here today for the devlog, June 29th, 2026, for what I believe I can comfortably call EggyQuest V0.1.9.1. Anyway, yeah, I think I did that right. Essentially, the next series of implements and fixes after 1.0.1.9. Let's get into that goodness here. Let's see where we're starting off today here. All right. We have more grass. The grass has slightly waving blades because we are trying to get on our animation mode here, get a little more flavor that you could savor. One such thing being that cloud cover that's also moving beneath my character, going to the right now. We have these trees and a couple little will-o-wisp type deals kind of floating around amongst the branches and flowers there as well. And then, of course, also the water. One immediate thing that I need to fix that I can mention right now is trying to get these clouds to stop moving with me, because when I go down, so do the clouds, and clouds do not work that way. It's nice that they move along real style if you just have the game AFKing and you want to just like look at something interesting. I also believe I've come to find that I think this money and sips are only spawning on sand. I mean, obviously, when you lay something down on grass, the grass is probably gonna die. So maybe that's, you know, like scientifically approved or something. I disagree. I want to make sure they're spawning everywhere except water where you cannot walk. All right, and as we move over further to the right here, we have some interesting things on the ground as well. In the previous iteration of this game, anytime some equipment would drop, it was still just dropping as a question mark because you didn't know what you were going to get, and it was only dropping from enemies being bought in the shop. I said, no thank you. I want stuff to drop on the ground. I want multiple different things to drop on the ground. So we have this yellow sword here. It has a yellow barrier around it because that is indicating this is superior quality gear. A superior quality sword. It is a Void Edge Plus, which I believe is actually the best current item in the entire game, so that's very nice to find right off the bat here. And then we also have an accessory, a guard pendant, quite good, which is +1 defense. All right, so with the gear being more available now, however, I said, listen, we just keep getting stronger and stronger. The enemies, they cannot keep up. They cannot match, dude. They're getting whooped. So all enemies, every single enemy now has a 33% boost to everything, attack and defense, but then also XP and gold drop as well. Let's see if we have anything that we can get our grubby paws on here. Oh my goodness, some good dragon scale. Just because stuff is superior quality gear, it's not necessarily epic gear right now, because it's just a percentage-based boost on the initial stats. So if it sucks, it's gonna not really be that much better. It is something that definitely favors gear which already has higher statistics to then make even more powerful. But we only have so much gear to choose from right now. We'll have, you know, further tiers in development as we move forward. Speaking of things, as we move forward here, we got some new mountains going on up here. This is just a static PNG image. You know, I think the probably industry standard way of doing this correctly is to have like a total blue just background and have the mountains and such draw in over, because then you don't get the kind of like obvious seams in the imagery that we can kind of see there a little bit up there. It's a little bit faint, you know, it's a little hard to see with the resolution, but it is what it is. I just knew that it was going to look better than what was up there yesterday, so I got into making that. But you know, we'll see if we prefer that. It's just a slight inconsistency, but it's nice. I suppose also, since we've been fighting these for a while and I haven't mentioned yet, you can probably see we have floating damage text here. We had the floating XP and gold text before. Now we have the floating damage text, which you don't get to see quite as much of here because unless I were to, I don't think I have. I can discard. I think I still have to check and see about being able to just unequip your gear entirely, but this will give us a little bit more something to work with, maybe, or maybe not. Trying to get a little bit weaker for the cause here, but in any case, It's just that bit by bit flavor, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of, we also have the new time crystal logo here. I think it was just an asterisk in a square for a while, which was totally fine by me, but I figured, you know what? It's a crystal. It's got some little energy thing swirling around it. I'll probably get an animation on that yet as well. Maybe not. I don't know. And a little bit of a black aura there. As I was crafting the image here, I kind of decided to just leave a little bit of that black, you know, like in the transparency or whatever. Because, you know, it can stop time, dude. It's kind of freaky. Although I'm also seeing that the clowns are continuing to move while the time is stopped. So that's another thing for me to look into. Let's get all the movement stopped while we do that. Thankfully, I didn't miss out on homeboy Fishman over here. He's over here in his pod doing his thing. No longer is he just a green F, but is in fact majorly F for friend. And he's over there very comfortably bobbing up and down in his pond. He's having a grand old time about, I'm surely there's some kind of underground series of water as he floats into the depths of utter obliteration at the end of the world. No, he'll be all right, I'm sure. He's going to give us that water walking that we know and love. Let's see. Is there anything? Oh, yes. Well, I guess it's kind of minuscule. We have the BBQ logo here floating over the roast neighbor truck. Now, sometimes, especially with the rocks and all, it did seem to be a little bit like it could get kind of caught up in the mix of everything. So, wanted to make sure there was a little something to have it stand out with. You may be noticing also as we go that these beautiful, beautiful sips are a little bit harder to come by. That okay, in fact, that's good. I didn't know if we even had 3. But when used, now there's 2 different variables. When you use this potion, the healing has gone up from 8 HP to 15 HP to reflect the lesser amount of spawns. And I think it's like, it's more reasonable, right? Because why are you having like a bazillion sips just laying everywhere? I mean, what is this, a video game, or is this my house, or my basement even back in the day? We don't have sips just lying all over. We make them count. We make them meaningful. We're adding a little bit more weight, a little more gravity, a little more flavor to everything as we go. That's what this is really all about. I'm sure you completely, entirely, 1,000,000% agree. Although one person I see over here we're going to be running into still has so little weight that he's hardly even existed. That's right. Now coming up to be somewhat of a stranger, we have over here Airsoft Fatty, still being represented by a green letter A. I kind of thought to myself after I made Fishman, this big bulky creature, I was like, well, if Airsoft Fatty's character is supposed to be all about fitness improvement, should I just go and be very silly? And you did see there maybe perhaps a bag +3 just floated up there. You don't get an Airsoft Fatty every spawn, so this is also the first time I've just seen that is just now. So it's good to know. It's good that anything that's happening to us is having some floating text included there to help us realize it. Inventory's been expanded. And maybe I could he likes to DJ or whatever. Doesn't he go to these concerts? Maybe I can make something out of that for him. He doesn't know anything about this game and has no idea what's going on, and would possibly not even endorse it whatsoever. But in any case, it is what it is. I guess, can I see it? It's probably so minuscule. Just very, very tiny, very, very tiny dust particles in the grass here that are almost non-existent. But I am also seeing they appear to be moving sort of with the camera. So that's something I have to find out. I need the weather things to kind of stay on their own side. They don't really need to be following me around and floating. I just really wanted to start packing in different things that I didn't really fully, completely understand. Because I'm like, man, I want it to be Kino. I want to have some more flavor going on. One thing I can't understand, though, is Mizzy's attack pattern is now flashing. So for all you casuals out there, let's just start mowing them down. Ooh. This is also a first of its kind. I've never had to fight the enemies inside of the water like that. I also have taken notes just now, and I think the previous run, I have some more code to launch here. but the Mizzy turn counter is still going up to 5, even though I reduced her total charges on that attack from 5 to 2, which counts up to 2 and launches still, even though it says 2 out of 5. So once more, to reiterate here, enemies have a 33% increase across the board to all stats, including XP and the gold gain. I did forget this. We have the new restart run. Last time the R button was bound both to eating your roast neighbor and also restarting the runs, which caused sort of a conflict of interest. They didn't work out. So now, yes, you must know, and I didn't even vault your. You do have to choose to vault your gear, because maybe you ended up with something total garbage, who knows, or maybe you did a pacifist run. You do need to choose at the moment to vault your gear with V. After a successful run, it does prompt you as such. And if you have something vaulted, let's see if I can go find myself one sword real quick here so you get an idea. If you happen to try and vault something here in the game that is a weapon, or I believe right now we are just vaulting weapons. If I try to get, okay, oh no, all right, okay, you actually can vault armor. So it'll just be whatever the highest stat item is, which definitely defaults, I think, almost exclusively to weapons, unless you would not have any weapon. Restart. It's not a successful run, so it should drop, and as we see there, the vault is empty. You can restart if you get stuck or if there's a bug of some kind, but you only get to carry over your best item on completion of a successful run. And we talked about the gear on the ground, the new plus to the gear, which is a 25% increase to existing stats, which means really it only is good for the better stuff, but whatever, I'll just keep it on everything for now until I get more gear up in the mixture. Barbecue truck floating indicator. Fishman now in the game, floating around, swimming around, having a good old time. We have inventory scrolling, but there's no items in the bag. But you can see here, it will display 4 rows. You do still have 6 to 9 inventory slots total, depending on what you would have in your bag. And you can make that choice. Also, I believe I mentioned this, but just to make sure here, because I'm a little scatterbrained today, I guess you'd have to have more than one piece of gear for the secondary one to be in the inventory. You can equip it, or you can discard it to the ground, as we see there, and you can pick it up again if you want. The new mountain range, the attack system, floating combat text, floating everything text pretty much. A little screen shaking, a little getting murdered, you lose everything. I believe that covers everything for the devlog for today. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the possibly V 0.1.9.2, depending. But, you know, at this rate, we just keep packing it in, having a grand old time. I do want to at least get our own music and sound effects fully sorted by version 0.1.2. Anything else that's going on, you know what, or was it, I mean, yeah, did I say, holy fuck, it's 105 degrees outside. I can't even begin to fathom how hot it is in here, so if I'm a little sketchy today, I'm sorry about that. Version 0.1.2, full music and sound effects, probably start getting towns put in, you know, just something to kind of help cluster some of our NPCs, like the merchant, blackjack dealer, and food truck, and maybe be in towns chanceably spawning, and I'll just keep on working out all the kinks. Found a couple more today, and I'm sure I'll keep on finding them with the play testing. Alright, apologies again for a little scatterbrainedness, trying to remember everything, so I'm you know, putting in 20 different fixes, 20 different additions per day in 120 degree weather, so without very good AC. Alright, until next time, friends, take care, and let's keep on making keto a piece.